some things they just keep milking out year after year after year for no apparent reason. And then there are some things that they keep making even though people know they're shitty, and even though they get low ass scores from reviewers, they still keep making up. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is one of those games. I mean, I think you've seen my reviews on the other ones. They're just mediocre dungeon crawlers, but with this one, they've actually managed to take a few steps back. And it's demo games. See that thing that says uses remaining? Well, basically, the 3DS is the only system where they have uses remaining for demo games. Can you load demo games like 30 times? Is there a limit on the 360? No. Is there a limit on the PSP? No. Is there a limit on the PS3? No. Is there a limit on the 3DS? Uses remaining 27, and it doesn't reset if you re-download the demo either. It's stupid DRM. If EA did this, there'd be a big backlash on Reddit. If Nintendo does it, meh, who cares? I mean, look, this Adventure Time demo I downloaded just to prove that the 3DS version doesn't look any better, which it doesn't. It only, like, barely does. Like, it's the same garbage graphics, for example. That has 5 uses only. I'm not kidding, wow. And then there's the Monster Hunter, that's got uses. Metal Gear Solid demo has uses. They all have uses, but let's just start off the demo. And as you can see, it says on the bottom screen here, I'm just gonna uses remaining. Launch the demo. That's right, people. They even go out of their way to tell you this demo has DRM. The only system where demos have DRM, the 3DS. So let's watch the game load. And by the way, notice how everything takes place at the top screen. The screen layout is reversed from the last Mystery Dungeon. And did I mention that don't ever use a 3D when you're playing this game, because the 3D will give you a headache. It's just so painful to look at, and it doesn't change the fact the game looks like shit, but whatever. Let's just press start. On the bottom screen there's new games, so I'm just gonna hit and went from the easy to use menus of the old ones into these garbage menus. Pikachu and Axew are from the anime. None of the starters from the original return. I mean, you would think they'd improve on the list, but no, they went all the way down to 5. The Game Boy one had more starters. Explorers, Time, Darkness and Sky had more starters. This only has 5. At least you can pick them though. So, I'm going to pick Snivy, and did I mention the box art looks like the stuff some 10-year-old did on DeviantArt for his fake Pokemon game, because there's just clip art spewed together. And, it looks like Snivy. It's my Pokefursona. Or Pokesona, whatever. Oh my... The other good thing about this game is that at least it doesn't use those Pokemon, Rumble or Ranch models, or as I like to call them, the Umbrella models, because those are the only games that use them, because they look like shit, but at least they use the full models. Now for the bad part, the graphics look worse than most PSP games. Now I know you could say it's cartoony, but that doesn't change the fact that the textures look like Sly 4 on the Vita, and that game also looked like shit. I mean, the textures are so bland. So while you fly in the sky, you meet some Pokemon partner and shit, and basically it's fill in the blanks for the first part, and then you just run around attacking enemies and shit, like you did in the last few games. The gameplay feels the exact same, but the graphics, first of all. They look like shit. So first off, you also get to pick your partner, and you get to name both of them, but you can't put swear words in, which made one of the few funny things from the last games boring. But I think that was to cater to all parents who are like, hey, why are you putting fucking? It's just horrible. I mean, I mean, that is just horrible. We have to make this system for little kids, and it's pretty obvious because in the eShop we're like, hey, even this E-rated game you bought is E-rated. And I guarantee the only people who use that aren't parents, but 10-year-olds who believe that M-rated games are bad. I must only play E-rated games because evil M-rated games are so violent. I mean, screw BioShock. That game is evil because it's M-rated. You know, if you're like one of those people, that's the only people who are going to be reading the ratings, but let's go back to the game. I'm serious. The game is the same as last year's. I mean, I'm pushing the A button right now. You can't even skip. So this feels more dragged out than ever. This is like Grand Theft Auto 4. Boring and boring and boring. Look. I'm pushing the A button right now. And you know what? It ain't doing shit. Okay, let me just, so my name is, let me put in something. Let's see what it doesn't block out. Stupid touchscreen sucks, dick. This touchscreen should have died back when they made the old Palm PDAs. They stopped. Oh look, let me see if this name works. Surprisingly, YIF isn't censored, but if you put like nigga in or bitch or other swear words, it will block them out saying you can't use this name. No, I don't want that. Yeah, that thing. Your name's YIF. Well, nice to meet you. And it seems like nobody gives a fuck you named your guy that. And that's... So basically, you go through all this long, boring, drawn-out dialogue, which is... This is boring. Like most Nintendo 3DS games. I mean, the main problem with the 3DS is it lacks games. Actually, the phone's ringing. I'm just gonna push A for the dialogue for a few minutes to come back when I answer the phone. So you tell everybody you're a human, and everybody's like, oh my god, you're a human! Like, who gives a shit, but... whatever. Basically, yeah, everybody acts like OMG amazing, so Axu has to have some meaning with Quagsire, some fat ass, and basically, yeah, they picked Quagsire for the person, but yeah, whoever made this game has a shitty taste in Pokemon. Did I mention there aren't even as many Pokemon in the game? Yeah, now you could say, oh, but they could only put so many models in it. Then what about all the battle simulators on the console? I mean, they should have more disk space than one of those mini GameCube discs, and those had more Pokemon in it than this garbage. I don't even know anymore. It's pretty obvious they're just milking it. I mean, why are they able to put all the Pokemon behind you? I mean, I guarantee if they didn't do that, they'd be using the same excuse. Oh well. So let's like, okay, fuck it. I'm just gonna pause because this is just too stupid. I'm gonna record again while I get to the actual gameplay. Sorry. Back to the actual gameplay. You get to look at this amazing cutscene with these amazing PSP great graphics. No, I'm sorry, that's an insult to the PSP, because I've seen much better graphics on the PSP. No, I've seen better graphics on the original DS. Look at this bland-ass art style. It just looks so bland. I mean, textures are low quality. It just looks awful. I mean, and in 3D, it just gives you a headache. I mean, I'm serious. So basically, the cutscenes also feel slower too. I mean, and the music, it's even more forgettable than last time. That's an achievement. They made it even worse than last time. The only people I could expect to do that would be Pokemon and Nintendo, because they can actually make their spin-offs go a step backwards. Instead of learning, they just know that they can just take a dump, and all the fanboys will be flocking up with their 3DSs, and they can be the coolest kid in special ed class or remedial English class, because I guarantee if you buy this game, you're probably going to be the most swag kid in those two classes. Or summer school too, because you failed normal class. So basically, the whole game is still grid-based. That's the first thing. So on the bottom, you've got the controls. And of course, basically, you can also change the bottom of the start screen by pushing start. In the menu, map, mini-map, or the status. So I'm gonna go into the menu, which is all on the bottom screen this time, and it's cool and clunky. I mean, the old one was quicker to use with the stick. I mean, I'm just gonna go to others and go to options, and I'm gonna turn the grids on just to show you the camera sucks in this game. And the top screen map on. And did I mention it once? It asks you, would you like to confirm things? I'm just gonna say yes, because I obviously do. I mean, seriously, why is it asking me this shit? So basically, I'm gonna go back, and there is a few improvements, such as plays the exact same. And there's also the stupid tutorials that still come up, but they move a lot slower because, like I said, text is slower in this game. And due to the fact that they mapped it, the game feels even easier than last time. I mean, it feels less fun too. The game feels the same. You just hold B, run through. But the art style sucks shit. I mean, and not only that, but the camera feels more zoomed in. You can't see in front of you as well. Sure, there's the mini map, but it's just, when you get used to the old one, it just feels, you can't change a camera zoom in either. It just feels like so nauseating-ish. Now, this story mission, it's scripted, but other than that one, the missions are the exact same as the last time. I mean, remember Mystery Dungeon 1? The gameplay is the exact same as that. In fact, I don't even know why I'm reviewing this. They've changed absolutely they've changed barely anything, and if anything, made the gameplay worse from the last one. It's just not fun at all. It's the same boring game as last year's. I mean, if you played Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team on the DS, you've played this. I mean, Blue Rescue Team. In fact, Blue Rescue Team will run on a 3DS, so there's no reason to even get this game unless you have to have the latest and greatest. And the controls feel awkward too, because you'll move diagonal a lot thanks to the D-pad. And in the 3DS's, I mean, analog stick, because the 3DS's D-pad is the biggest joke ever. I mean, say what you want about the 360 D-pad, but the 360, the 3DS D-pad feels hard. It's just painful to use. And they even made it easy to get. I mean, there's a lot more Oran berries in the last game, and this game feels easy. I mean, this game is just meh. I mean, the controls feel awkward. And in the end, I wouldn't buy this game. You should save your money and get, like, a better game. Like, there are so many better RPGs in this game, but sadly, many of them are on the Vita. And did I mention the Vita is region-free, unlike the 3DS, which is crippled, region-locked? All in all, don't buy this game. Save your money and get better games. This game is just a bland and boring Pokemon cash-in with the word Pokemon slapped on it because they know fanboys are just going to be lining up to buy it, even though it's mediocre again. It's just another bad Pokemon game. I mean, there's no fun in it. The graphics suck. It's even more dragged out than the last time, and the plot is the exact same as last time's too. There's your human driving a Pokemon world. There's mystery dungeons popping up. Blah blah blah. There's evil Pokemon. Blah blah blah. Don't buy this. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.